TBC News, our top stories tonight. Foreign policy achievement pleases Samia. Proposed TIC EPZA measure imminent. Good evening. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. I'm Agnes Tuniga. You can also follow us live on our YouTube channel, TBC Online, and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook, and X pages at TBC Online. President Samia Suluhu Hassan has congratulated the ambassadors who represent Tanzania in various countries around the world for the good work done, which is reflected with the increase in the markets of Tanzanian products, trade, investment, tourism, and advanced technology. President Samia was virtually addressing the ambassadors who have gathered in Kibaha, Coast Region, for a 4-day meeting to assess the implementation of the foreign policy. Furthermore, President Samia insists that the contribution of the ambassadors is crucial in moving the country forward economically, and that is why various steps have been taken to revamp the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and East African Cooperation to reflect the modern needs. The 4-day meeting started yesterday on the 21st April 2024 and is expected to end on 24th April 2024. Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Finance, Dr. Natu Mwamba, calls on East African countries to collaborate and come up with concrete strategies to boost local revenue collection so as to financially achieve the implementation of various development projects, grow the economy, and improve social services. Dr. Mwamba made the call during the spring meetings of the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank Group in Washington, D.C. United States, where stakeholders discuss how East African community member countries can forge economic independence by improving and strengthening the local revenue collection instead of depending on loans and aid from other countries. Here are more details.
Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Finance, Dr. Natu Mwamba says the East African countries, like many other developing countries around the world, are striving to cover their budgets by using domestic revenue to implement various development projects without relying to a large extent on loans.
Tunahitaji kupata mapato. Sasa hayo mapato.
We need to generate income, and it is very important for people to know how the taxes they pay are spent. Meaning, there has to be some sort of transparency. Therefore, the funds have to be spent on expenditures that affect people directly. Such expenditures include the health sector, water sector, education, and infrastructure. These sectors affect people directly. The taxes and charges that are cumbersome, it is very important to remove these taxes and charges. Lastly, we should change mindsets of people, and it should begin from an early stage, whereby students should be taught the importance of paying taxes. But Dr. Natu Mwamba insists that, despite the efforts, the East African countries are still challenged to achieve their respective goals. Dr. Mwamba mentions some of the measures that Tanzania is taking to improve the local revenue collection, including creating a conducive environment that attracts local and foreign capital investment, setting up digital revenue collection systems, and formalizing various business sectors.
Minister of State, President's Office, Planning and Investment, Professor Kitila Mkumbo, says his ministry is in final stages to complete to the merger of the Tanzania Investment Center, TIC, and the Export Processing Zones Authority, EPZA, and establish a new institution responsible to manage private sector investment issues. Here are more details.
Minister of State, President's Office, Planning and Investment, Professor Kitila Mkumbo, made the revelation in Dodoma while presenting his ministry's proposed budget, which consists of 10 priorities to be implemented in 2024-2025. Presenting the estimated expenditure and income for the year 2024-2025, Professor Mkumbo says the proposed budget plans to coordinate concrete plans that aim at forging sustainable and inclusive people's development, attracting investments for the nation, improving the business environment, and efficient operation of public organizations and institutions.
Mheshimiwa Spika, idadi ya miradi,
the amount of projects, also the amount of capital, employment opportunities and investment generated by the Tanzanian Investment Center, TIC, has been increasing every year, from 207 projects in the year 2000 to 526 in the year 2023. The amount of capital generated from investment has increased to $1.09 billion in 2020 to $1.7 billion in 2023.
Other priorities include to initiate competitions on how regional authorities and local government authorities attract more investment and create a better environment for investment.
Succeeded in removing 4 out of 15 contentious issues that previously existed so as to simplify the business's processes to boost trade. The remarks have been made by the Minister of Trade and Industrial Development of Zanzibar, Omar Shaban, during the 3rd Joint Trade Committee meeting between Tanzania and Zambia at the ministerial level held in Tunduma in Tanzania. Here are more details.
Minister of Trade and Industrial Development of Zanzibar, Omar Shaban, says that they have been able to solve the scanner challenge that was delaying the cargo inspection process, as well as reducing barriers from 33 to 11 on the Zambian side.
In the 15 issues that used to be challenging, we have solved the 4 issues. I believe that the remaining issues will be solved in the time frame we have set, such that we won't have any other challenge in the near future to solve.
On the other hand, Zambia's Minister of Industry and Trade, Chipoka Mulenga, says the challenges identified are of interest to both countries.
It's very clear, as was given by our 2 heads of state, there should be harmonious trade policies between Zambia and Tanzania. And this is deliberate for growth. Zambia is not an island, neither is Tanzania. What we have, we should share with Tanzania. What Tanzania has, should share with Zambia. Minister, I should also bring on behalf of my government our gratitude for your willingness to share the grain that you have with my country in our trying moment where we are the drought. Part of Zambia coming towards Tanzania experienced a very good rainfall. But it's a small part of what produces grain for our people. 80% of it has got no rain, and we do not have grain in our country. And among the neighbors that we have, it's yourselves. So we'll make a call. Let's see how we work together. And even here, as we are here today, it is very important that we do not see each other and segregate each other because of the borders that were drawn for us by the people seated in Germany. We should not allow that to differentiate us. We are one.
The ministerial meeting is a result of the directives of the head of states of both countries, Tanzania and Zambia, who met in Lusaka in October 2023, whereby among the arrangements reached include the 2 ministers of the 2 parties involved to sit and resolve the challenges faced by businessmen in those countries.
The Director of Research and Professional Consultancy at the Sokoine University of Agriculture, SUA, Professor Japhet Kaishaigili, says in order to promote and strengthen ocean-based economies, the concerned countries should come up with concerted efforts to put in place strategies in collaboration with stakeholders so as to ensure that water pollution is prevented so as to conserve oceans, rivers, and other water sources. Here's the report by Adolf Mbata, read by Faithangaga.
Today is the conclusion of 5 days of training to discuss and assess environmental and social impact caused by human activities in oceans and other water sources in the Bay region.
That is strengthening the understanding that it is necessary to harmonize social, economic, and environmental priorities across the continuum of land, freshwater, coastal and marine ecosystem to be able to design and implement actions for improved environmental flows and reduce marine litter pollutions around rivers, coasts, and at sea. But also, it's meant to accelerate the uptake of integrated holistic sources to sea system thinking with the aim of boosting actions that tackle challenges like inadequate environmental flow and marine litter.
The application of the environmental flows can support development and poverty alleviation activities or approaches that are working around. Thus, given the importance of the topic, I believe that the various things we have learned at this workshop relates to address the protection of the Western Indian Ocean, and this relates to the maintenance and restoration of the environmental flows, which will help reducing impact from the land-based source and activity and supply managing critical coastal riverine ecosystem through environmental flows assessment and implementation with the support of partnership at the national and regional levels.
Professor Japhet Kaishaigili is the Director of Research and Professional Consultancy at the Sokoine University, asserts the importance of the concerned countries to work together instead of each working separately.
Within this year, we will also participate in that negotiation. So having said so, I can simply say that the training on e-flows and source to sea has come at the right time. We have received a lot of topics from the facilitators who have been super 100%. And we hope that through implementation of other projects, including a project on enhancing ecosystem-based management approach for improved livelihood to fisheries communities in Kinga district, which will involve a marine spatial plan and mangrove restoration. These are very key, and very soon also Tanzania will be implementing another small-scale funded project from Nairobi Convention.
On the other hand, the government's senior lawyer, Wankio Simon, says such meetings give each partner member country the opportunity to evaluate themselves in order to improve strategies and ways to deal with marine pollution.
This community of practice is expected also to champion better and wiser use of our catchments and natural resources by spearheading the use of integrated approaches and tools to river basin management
to deal with marine pollution. Some participants say the training has increased their knowledge and the spirit to educate more people on water pollution. Through the training, the researchers have come up with recommendations that recommends to the government the best way to take care of the oceans and water bodies.
The Deputy Minister in the Ministry for Information, Communication and Information Technology, Mary Priska Mahundi, calls on media fraternity to emulate hard work and creativity expressed by the iconic radio presenter Gardner G. Habash, which have been vivid in the outcome of his work inspiring various youth in the industry. Mahundi made the remarks during the farewell ceremony of the late Gardner G. Habash, assisting other members of the media industry to honor him. Mariam Mubiru has more details.
It is the farewell ceremony of the former renowned Clouds Media Group presenter Gardner G. Habash, held earlier today at the Leaders Club grounds, where hundreds of mourners, including various government leaders and celebrities, are here to bid farewell. Deputy Minister in the Ministry for Information, Communication and Information Technology, Mary Priska Mahundi, is among those who are here to offer her condolences. She urges the community and the media industry to emulate hard work and creativity expressed by the iconic radio presenter, insisting that he played a crucial role in the society and in the media industry. We are saddened by this death, and we as the Ministry for Information urge the youth to never lose hope and learn more, because everything is possible. We have seen Gardner growing to the top to become one among the important journalists in the country.
We mourn together with the bereaved and we should make sure we honor him by producing more creative journalists.
On the other hand, some of the employees who worked with the late Gardner say the presenter was someone who was very passionate and diligent about his work, with a personality that attracted many.
Tunapaswa kuangalia kale kamuda tukopewa kadogo.
We need to be very keen in this short life we are given and how we can impact the society. We should remember that the legacy left behind lives on. We should find a way on what to do to brand ourselves so that we build our names like Gardner.
Furthermore, various artists insist that his contribution to the Tanzanian music industry remained immense.
We cannot talk about the success of the music industry without mentioning Gardner.
Gardner G. Habash died on April 20th, 2024, while receiving treatment at Jakaya Kikwete Cardiac Institute. The burial is expected to be held on tomorrow, April 23rd, 2024, in Rombo, Kilimanjaro. Maria Mubiru, TBC News.
The ambassador of Japan to Tanzania, Yasushi Misawa, congratulates Tanzania on the 60th anniversary of the Union of Tanganyika and Zanzibar, insisting that the union is a great achievement to Tanzania, highlighting some of the sectors that Japan and Tanzania have closely worked together. He made the remarks during an interview with TBC News earlier today, calling on the Tanzanian government to continue to maintain the economic and political stability for the people of Tanzania mainland and Zanzibar.
We are joined by the Japanese ambassador to Tanzania, Yasushi Misawa. Mr. Ambassador, you're welcome. How is the political and economic stability in Tanzania crucial for the region and Japan?
Yes, political and economic stability are interdependent. If one might collapse, the other will be adversely affected. Currently, we are witnessing many conflicts occurring all over the world. The regional conflicts such as Russian invasion into Ukraine did have negative impact not only on the region but also on the global economy as a whole. In Africa, there are also many conflicts and problems causing serious problems for the people, of social and economic life of the people in the countries, in their own country, but also in the regions. All the more, it is great that Tanzania has maintained peace and stability in their own countries. And it is, of course, beneficial for the people of Tanzania, but also beneficial for the region and for the international community.
And in what sectors has Japan and Tanzania had been closely working together over 60 years of the union between Tanganyika and Zanzibar?
Yeah. Japan has implemented many projects, development projects in Tanzania, starting with the construction of infrastructure such as roads, bridges, and also fish markets. But not only the such infrastructure, but also promoting agriculture, fishery, encouraging electrifications, supporting small and medium-sized enterprises, providing support in the area of good governance, education, health, water supply, and women's empowerment.
And what will be your message to the Tanzanian government to make the union forged everlasting, exemplary, and stronger?
One of the Tanzanians' the greatest strong point is to maintain the stability, peace, while preserving diversity.
Youth in Tanzania and various stakeholders vow to capitalize on the advancement of science and technology to educate the community on the importance of Union of Tanganyika and Zanzibar to honor the efforts made by the late founders Julius Nyerere and Abeid Karume. They made the commitment during the special youth debate on 60th anniversary of the Union, which was organized by the Tanzania Broadcasting Corporation, TBC, earlier today.
Sharing can be a best way to spread that knowledge by using social medias, internet, let's say TikTok, WhatsApp. That can be a good way to spread what you got to another people.
I've also learned about the part played by the media. I did not know that the people who gave news to people are the people who took magazines to people. Now, today I've learned that, so it's a good experience, got to know new things, and I've really had fun.
For the today session, we have got different knowledge and skills whereby we may go and teach our fellow students and different Tanzanians on the impact of the independence and our union.
The knowledge which I've got here, I can share it to other people through posting, because I know social media is very important for reaching a lot of people. So through posting on status, TikTok, a lot of people can get this knowledge of Union of Tanganyika and Zanzibar and the importance of it.
On the other hand, economic affairs analyst Alim Kimo insists on the importance of reconciliation and mutual agreements in reducing the sum of the challenges of the union.
Proper strategy is to sit down and look into those barriers and get to see how would these two sides get to benefit. Then it will be easy for those remained challenges to be able, to be solved. So I think with due time, everything is going to be settled. Only the institutions, they should sit down and get to discuss on how they could eliminate those barriers to trade.
The 60th anniversary of the Union is marked by a series of events, and the climax will be on the Union Day, 26 April 2024, at Uhuru Stadium in Dar es Salaam. Before we wind up the local news tonight, let us now take a look at our today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. To know all the latest in exchange rates, stay tuned for all the latest in international news. And welcome back, and here is international news as compiled by Ramadan Impenda and read by Faitha Nkaga.
Tuanzie nchini China, ambapo maelfu ya wakazi katika mji wa Guangdong nchini China wameondolewa katika makazi yao ili kuepuka athari za
And in sports news, Young Africans head coach Miguel Gamondi says despite not preparing enough for their game against JKT Tanzania, they still fancy 3 points from the game so as to consolidate their position in the Tanzania Premier League table. Gamondi adds that JKT Tanzania is one of the teams that defend very well, but he insists Yanga has quality players who can bring their defense and win the match, while the JKT Tanzania head coach George Mketo says his players are ready mentally and tactically to play against the defending champion, hoping that they will get positive results.
We play for win. We don't play for to score how many goals.
Sisi tunacheza ili tushinde, hatuchezi ili kufunga magoli mengi, na tunajitahidi kutumia kila nafasi ambayo tunaitengeneza.
Young Africans and JKT Tanzania will play and the first time use the Major General Islam Muhuyo Stadium in Bweni tomorrow. Tanzania Swimming Association TCA Chairman David Mwasioge says his team will capitalize on the upcoming Summer Olympics competition to be held in Paris, France, to gain more experience. Chairman Mwasioge told TBC News in Dar es Salaam that Tanzania have young swimmers who need to get more exposure in the upcoming competitions so as to build a strong swimming national team capable of getting medals in the future. And that is the end of our sports news. And now for the weather update.
Hello, good evening. My name is Jesse Makwata from Tanzania Meteorological Authority, and this is 24 hours weather forecast starting from tonight. Wind expected to flow at speed of 40 kilometers per hour for the entire coastal belt. Lake Victoria, we expect wind to flow at speed of 30 kilometers per hour. While for Tanganyika and Nyasa, we expect wind to flow at speed of 20 kilometers per hour. TMA has issued advisory concerning period of strong winds reaching 40 km per hour and large ocean waves reaching 2 meters for the entire coastal belt. So areas like Dar es Salaam, Tanga, Pwani, including Mafia Isles, Lindi, Mtwara together with Pemba and Unguja Isles are likely to be affected. In terms of rainfall models, signals are more confined over the entire coastal belt with reduction of activities over some parts of our country. And TMA has issued also a warning concerning short period of heavy rains expected over a few areas of Dar es Salaam, Pwani, including Mafia Isles, Tanga, Morogoro, Lindi, Mtwara, together with Unguja and Pemba. So people living on those mentioned areas are advised to take necessary precautions. During the night, we expect Tanga, island of Unguja and Pemba, Dar es Salaam and Pwani to feature cloudy conditions, thunder showers over a few areas. Northeastern Island, Lake Victoria Basin, western part of our country, Lindi and Mtwara, we expect just partly cloudy conditions, thunder showers over a few areas during the night. Entire Morogoro region, southwestern island, together with Ruvuma, we expect light rain showers over a few areas. While over central, we expect just partly cloudy conditions. Tomorrow, generally, we expect Tanga, island of Unguja and Pemba, Dar es Salaam, Pwani, northern part of Morogoro to feature cloudy conditions, thunder showers over some areas and sunny interval. While over Lindi and Mtwara, we expect cloudy conditions, thunder showers over a few areas and sunny interval. Northeastern Island, Lake Victoria Basin, western part of our country, southern part of Morogoro, we expect partly cloudy conditions, thunder showers over a few areas and sun period. Central southwestern island together with Ruvuma, we expect just partly cloudy conditions, rain showers over a few areas and sun period. And now let's have the next 4 days weather forecast starting from the day after tomorrow. Dear viewers from Tanzania Meteorological Authority, that is what we have for today. Thanks for watching and have a good night.
And that marks the end of our news bulletin for tonight. Throughout, I've been your host, Agnes Tuniga. Thank you very much for being with us. Good night.
Miaka 60 ya Muungano, tumeshikamana na tumeimarika kwa maendeleo ya taifa letu.